peek of this week's Palantir.
Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers.
No, GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian.
And Tom Harrison.
Tom Harrison, woo! And this is episode 3 of The Palantir. I don't know. Really?
So you've not made a decision whether you want to go with Nagash?
No, I think I probably will buy him, but I don't know. It's a lot of money, so I'm not sure.
Don't buy him.
Don't buy Nagash?
Nagash?
No, maybe not. But anyway, I think we're getting a
Nagash?
topic.
Yeah.
Not even in Lord of the Rings.
Got time for.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that.
I just wanted to be in the video.
We'll be back next week, and as ever, don't forget to comment, like.
Maybe there won't be a video. Command A. Okay, bye.
Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to our GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian.
And Tom Harrison.
And this is episode 3 of The Palantir. So first off, sorry we're late.
Yeah.
This is going up, this is probably going to go up on Tuesday. It's meant to go up every Friday, and we are sorry.
Yeah, do you know what happened?
No. We filmed it, I don't know what happened to the file. I think it might have corrupted. The file vanished, basically.
It was now on 20.
Hour 20 minutes. Yeah, just under, wasn't it?
Don't you back stuff up?
I know, I should. But yeah, not really sure what's going on with that. But very sorry, and we are here for you this week.
Again.
Second
time
absolutely,
round.
And this time it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything.
That was the rehearsal.
Rubbish. So, as always, we're going to be, these are our views and opinions.
Yep.
So anything we discuss over the next hour or so, if you disagree with us, great, but we're not right and we're not wrong.
Yep, and if you disagree, just shove it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. It's probably worth talking about the next few weeks.
Yeah, because there's some bad news.
Yeah, you're not going to like this.
No.
You should do it.
Yeah, so sorry, all strategy battle gamers. I'm going away for a couple of weeks on holiday to America. So I'm not going to be very close to Damian, and we can't really do this over Skype. And I don't think Lily would like me to do
You should do it with you should do it with Lily. Yeah. We've decided, and again, you might not know this, but the Palantir is something between me and Tom that needs both of us, and we don't want to do it on our own or do 2 versions of it or anything.
Or get another Tom in.
Okay, yeah, replacement Tom in, yeah.
Tom 2.0.
Yeah, I could just go out and find a kind of emaciated, dull-sounding Northman and bring him in. And
work.
And yeah, so unfortunately, we won't do the show for
3 weeks?
It will be back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, back in 3 weeks.
We'll be back in 3 weeks on
3rd?
the October the 3rd, I believe.
Yes.
Will be the Friday, which is the next episode of the Palantir. Very sorry, but hopefully you understand that we go on holidays at various times.
And this, this is my holiday for the year, so I'm not going to be going on. Well, it'll be Christmas time when it next start getting tricky.
After this, we're in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unfortunately we will be back on the 3rd, so you'll miss a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple of ideas for some other kind of videos and some content that might pop up to fill that gap. Obviously you'll be getting a lot from James and Jamie like normal, so you'll certainly get plenty of videos.
Yeah. And
you might also see Tom in a video, maybe.
Something exciting?
Yeah, possibly. There might, over the next 2 weeks in the lead up to maybe Desolation Stockport 2.0, there might be a video or 2 that does include Tom.
Something new?
Yeah, possibly talking about something quite exciting. But, yeah.
What would that be?
I don't know. No. It is just a feeling.
Yeah.
So look out for that. Yeah. So you won't be able to go 3 weeks without seeing Tom, thankfully. He will crop up, but the Palantir, as you know it, will return on the 3rd. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, thanks for all your comments last week. Again, an awful lot. Really appreciate them. It's actually really good fun reading through them because it kind of, some of them like really good additional points to what we've said in the episode before. Obviously, we can't cover everything, but sometimes you just don't think of.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people that kind of picked up on issues that we talked about.
Obviously, we can't go through all of them, but should we just go through some of the highlights?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
So one of the first things was to do with whether we'd put out a bat rep on the channel.
For another system.
For another system.
Yeah, so we were talking about whether we would play another system, weren't we?
Yeah, and I think, was it Jamie Winus about Dead Man's Hand?
Yes.
He'd like to see that, and Jamie certainly wants to play
Jamie wants to play
GBHL Jamie.
So Dead Man's Hand was the Western skirmish game that I've got the scenery for, just haven't painted the gangs. So there's a bit of support for that.
Yeah.
And I think we'd like to do that.
Yeah.
I'd really like to do it, but surprisingly, since the last week, I have not painted the gangs. So I've got 2 gangs.
Yeah.
I'd like to do it, like to paint them up, and when we do, I think we'll definitely do 1 bat rep.
Yeah, it was a really cool game, so I think it'll come across well on the...
I think it's quite similar to Lord of the Rings in the kind of individual models moving one at a time. It's quite quick, quite snappy game.
It's simpler as well because you don't have any like difficult terrain. You just move.
Yeah,
it's
really cool. That's actually a really cool dynamic rule in it that I quite like. That you have a little ruler of how much each model can move, and it's got footprints on it. It's all very cool. But you just point in any direction and they can move that far. So if you're on the ground level and you can reach a roof, you just move up to the roof. So there's no... You don't get bogged down with climb tests, which I don't really like in SPG, because everything... If you've got battlements in your deployment zone, you just deploy your archers on them and they're kind of unassailable for the whole game, particularly if they're in elven cloaks. I don't know, I've just never really liked that aspect to it. And I really enjoyed the fact that what it made you do was run across the rooftops of all these buildings and stuff. So that was quite cool. So yeah, hopefully... we'll do that.
And then Alistair King said he might help out if we do a fantasy battle.
A fantasy battle, yeah. Alistair very kindly offered to teach us the rules of the new one.
There were quite a few people who wanted us to do this. Off the top of my head, Haldir88, but there were a few.
I think a few people said they'd be interested in actually seeing the old bat rep.
Yeah.
A few people were like, play, it's 6th edition, the last time I played. Do a 6th edition Vampire Counts v Widows. And that... I'd quite like to. I could imagine, not particularly for the channel, but you come like meeting up back at my folks' house, having a game of Warhammer for you to play it, and just for a laugh. I can see you doing that. But the issue I think with doing a bat rep, I'd have to have a look at how some bat reps are done on YouTube for fantasy. But the games are long. Yeah, the games are real. Like, I remember
you could get Barry O'Byrne to do some cameos in the middle, break it up a bit.
Yeah, Barry O'Byrne cameos. Everyone loves that. But I remember fantasy games being 3-4 hours long.
Oh, right. Okay.
At relatively small point values. Okay. The SBG equivalent of about 750 points.
And then if we're filming that, that's going to take 9 hours.
And so we figured out recently how to do SBG bat reps. I'm not quite sure how you do a fantasy one.
Okay.
But maybe, it might be something we can do.
And then there was another quite interesting point, Joe Houlihan, and I think it came up in the Speak Friended question as well, as to who would win out of GBHL North and South. So Jamie and James against Damian and myself.
Against me and you?
Yeah.
Who would win? I don't know.
Who would win?
Who do you think would win?
They've got Jamie, haven't they?
They do have Jamie, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good point. But they've got James.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Could be either way.
Yeah.
Depends which of them's on form.
Yeah.
Only joking!
No, seriously, I mean, it really depends on the armies, everything that goes with it.
Oh, here's to David Whittaker.
Yeah, again. What a guy.
What a tea-loving maniac.
Yeah.
I think we'll do it. I'm pretty sure at some point we'll do that as a bat rep. That seems to be a popular idea, and I think we're all up for that. So I think we'll do it.
I think we'd stress that it wasn't a competitive game.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be. I wouldn't want to be turning up with blind army lists.
Yeah, we'd take fun.
Yeah, I think what we'd probably do is the 4 of us might chat beforehand about what we were going to bring and come up with armies that would be cool to watch.
Yeah, because we'd bring the toys like Bayon and Azog and things like that are going to be cool on the channel.
I don't think it's going to be any fun to watch Jamie and James with their beardiest filth trying to beat me and Tom's beardiest filth and playing it like we're at a tournament. That'll be dull.
Yeah.
So I think coming up with some fun armies, and maybe even then roll in to see who plays as what, to make sure they're kind of balanced armies. Yeah. That'd be fun. I'd like to get the 4 of us in one battle, doing that kind of
the GBHL plus Tom bat rep.
Yeah, absolutely. GBHL host plus that Tom guy. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know when we'll do it because it's physically getting the 4 of us in the same place when it's not a tournament.
But there's going to be a time.
We'll do it though. It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. So yeah, that was kind of the bat rep stuff and the other system.
So then, obviously we talked about proxies an awful lot last week, and we're not going to go back over it particularly, but some of the comments were quite interesting. Peter Sanson seemed to have a pretty nightmarish experience where...
Was that the Swan Knight?
Yeah, so someone used a Swan Knight as Imrahil. Just
straight out?
Just straight out.
No.
No.
I said no. That was at a tournament, wasn't it?
And I think at Games Workshop.
And he rocked up to a tournament and just some guy...
That was his first
event?
Yeah,
maybe.
And he thought he was joking.
Yeah, as you would.
Yeah. And I've had...
You've had a very similar thing.
Yeah, similar and probably maybe even worse, where a guy had brought a crossbowman which had a pencil mark dot on the base, on the rim, and that was meant to be Vrasky.
An Uruk-hai crossbowman?
Yeah.
Surrounded by Uruk-hai crossbowmen?
Surrounded, and I tell you now, I really struggled in that game. I'd be like, oh, there's just some crossbowmen. It'd be like, oh, well, Vrasky's... Oh, Vrasky?
He's got 3 might. Suddenly you've got to stand fast there, you've got someone doing the right moves. Yeah,
it's really hard. You just gloss over them. They're all crossbowmen. In the heat of the battle, these were like 2.5 hour games. It's easy to forget.
Didn't you come and borrow something from me to mark it up?
And that was it. You have Damian has these little handy terror tests and fury because being a numpty, he always forgets in the game when he's got terrifying aura on or fury on. So he has these little markers that a model can sit on. So I got this for Vrasky and I was still forgetting.
Yeah. But that's too much. I think that's just not. No. That's not even. I mean, it is a proxy, but just no, you can't. That surely
no.
We think.
So sorry about that, Peter.
There were lots of really interesting comments about proxies, and what I think what it showed is kind of what we said, that there's no consensus on that. If there was, the overwhelming feeling seemed to be that don't confuse your opponent. Yeah, I think that's the best way I could sum it up. They were like, there was a lot of kind of, this is all right as long as your opponent knows what's going on.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that then changes, like we said, in the tournament versus with your mate at home.
Yeah, of course. But I think there was a lot of, oh, this is all right, but then this isn't all right. But essentially what we were saying last week, that it's very, very hard to draw that line.
Yeah. But yeah, loads of really long comments actually. So I think we'd actually advise for people who are watching this show to kind of go back to show 2, and if you've not read through the comments, just have a look. There's some really good, good long ones in there.
Some nice long threads from Ed. Put a lot in there.
Yeah, Ed put a lot into.
I think was it Larry? Who put
Larry
a long one.
Yeah,
I think
there's a few anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in discussion, go and see what people were saying. There was a thing about the slight difference between proxies and conversions.
Yeah.
I know Steve Crow said, what level of conversions would you accept?
Yeah, so...
I get the feeling that's because he's doing some conversions. Yeah.
So, yeah, we just talked about the ridiculous situation where Vrasky's a crossbowman with a dot, but for anyone who's seen the GBHL Facebook page, Steve's been doing some Citadel Guard on horse, which are amazing.
They look great, they look fantastic.
And it's metal Gondorian knights.
They're just Minister of Knights, aren't they? They're not Citadel Guard.
Given a bow.
Yeah.
And given a cape.
Yeah. Sculpting
the cape. And they look great, and they would be great in the game.
Yeah, because they've got their mounted models with spears.
With spears, so you can have 2 ranks of them, so that's 2 attacks every time. Who needs Sons of Ale? And they can shoot, skirmishing. Who needs Outriders? Fight 4.
Defense 6.
Defense 5.
Defense 5.
Fight 4, but that's
the bodyguards.
Bodyguards, so great for objectives.
For objectives.
They're just Outriders, but better.
Yeah, and they look great.
Strength 3 bows.
Yeah, and Steve's put a lot of time into the conversions, as you can clearly see.
Yeah,
and you can see the difference that everyone on there is going, these look awesome.
Yeah, he's got about
really cool.
40 comments on them saying how good they are.
And so I don't know. I like the way that Steve said, "What levels of conversions would you accept?" I was like, "What? It's nothing to do with us. But we don't run any tournaments."
No, but just
hypothetically at our tournament.
Yeah.
In this room.
Yeah.
We'd allow them.
Yeah. Yeah, easily. And I mean, pretty much any conversions, unless it's a really shoddy, deliberately a rushed effort. Yeah. As long as you it's clear that you put time in, then it'd be fine. And they look like what they're meant to look like.
You're already poking a wasp nest there, though.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Yeah.
Because they put time in. Like, how much time?
Yes. We went over this last week.
So yeah, thank you for that. It's a huge topic. I'm sure in weeks to come, Proxies will come up again for one reason or another.
Oh, there was that Groblog as well in the group where you put the Mithril crown on. I can't remember who it was, but they've just done one with it was an alt tracker that has been changed into Groblog. It looks quite nice.
They've converted a Groblog?
Yeah.
Because Groblog is out of production.
Yeah, and they said they couldn't get it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Him being out, like this is like Sharky and Worm. They're Finecast and they've vanished. Yeah.
Shame.
So what is it? I mean, how do you feel about it? Is that...
Yeah.
Is it looks like Groblog?
Yeah, I mean he hasn't painted it yet, so, but from the conversion, because he's got the crown on, and he's given him a different sword that looks a bit like the Groblog sword.
Is it a crown from some other model?
No, I think he's... I just had a look, but I think it was some plastic that he's kind of scoured to look like the crown.
Go and check it out.
Wrong, yeah. But that's a good point actually, that things are going out of production, and I think that was it Jay Donahoe? Made the comment that...
Is this about Lord of the Rings winding down?
No, about... Well, yeah, kind of.
That
proxies are going to be increasing over time.
Yes, that was a really important issue.
Because things are going out of production, so because Groblog you can't get it. I mean, Steve's is different because you can't buy them anyway. But the Groblog one shows that people are going to... More and more people are going to start trying to convert or proxy Groblog now that he's not available.
Yeah, absolutely. Because how else do you get him? It's also, there's an important difference with Groblog that he hasn't been on sale for very long. He came out with the source books.
Yeah, so he's not like
2.5 years ago.
High elf archers.
Yeah, there's not many of him out there.
So many on eBay.
So yeah, the basic point, I think it was Jay Donahoe. Sorry if it's not. I think that's right. The basic point was like as the years go on, you're going to see more and more proxies, and you just have to accept that. And I think his final thing was our grandchildren will be using Batman as they and that there is an argument for that because the models will become less and less available.
I think he had Batman as Gandalf, but you're subbing him in for Theoden because you think Batman's rubbish.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that is we've talked about that. Like I've discussed that with loads of people in the past. That as the years go by, you are gonna if you want to keep playing lots of games with lots of different people and new people, you will have to accept more and more proxies. Because the models just won't be available. And I know that will turn off a lot of people. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's kind of... Oh, there was another comment on... It was a shame that we didn't have any movie news last week.
That's not our fault! We're not making them.
Yeah, we're kind of hamstrung, aren't we? Because, I mean, we're just at the mercy of what comes out that week.
I spend a lot of time... I check the onering.net, which is very good for that stuff, every day. And there's a few bits and bobs, but... There's been very little about the film released compared to the previous years, and the reality is that's because they didn't do any pickup shooting this year, so they're just editing. So I reckon we'll get a production diary soon, like talking about the process and stuff. But there isn't a lot going on. There will be very soon. Yeah, I think October the 15th is the embargo for merchandise.
Yes, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means after that point, stuff will start rolling out. Peter Jackson said there's going to be another trailer in October. The main trailer.
It's a good job I'm back for October.
Yeah,
it's all shaping up nicely.
Yeah.
So don't worry about missing the next 3 weeks. There'll be no movie news anyway.
It also means that by the time Tom gets back, we'll probably have a load to talk about. And the Palantir will be 9 hours long.
Think how much painting you could do.
Yeah, so much painting. Painting armies of the Palantir. We want to talk about the movies a lot, but we can only talk about if anything comes up. Yeah. There was a couple of little things that came out this week.
Yeah, there was
about it.
So, in terms of movie news, there's just that one little thing, the overhead shot
about Dale.
Of Dale.
Yeah, there's a site from someone found Dale on Google Maps. If you go onto the onering.net, you can go and have a look at it, and it's really cool. It shows how big the actual full Dale set was and quite how it's all laid out.
Yeah,
that's really, pretty fun.
It's really cool that someone found that.
Yeah, and it's so you can go and check that out. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll pop up.
Yeah.
But there is one bit of movie news I think it'd be quite hard for anyone to make this, but it might be fun. Yeah. There's a competition going on called the Fellowship Fan Contest, I think it is.
Okay.
And the prize, if you win this competition, is to go to New Zealand and watch the Battle of Five Armies with Peter Jackson. That's a cool prize.
That is a
obviously
cool
before
prize.
It comes out. And he's actually said as a caveat it might not be finished.
I thought the caveat was that it wouldn't be as good as the Palantir.
Yeah, 2 caveats. But because he always goes right up to the wire, and he's had to put that warning. It might not actually be the finished film. And basically you have to sign up and just do all these different challenges, which all sounds very cool, and we'll do these and then we'll be in with a chance. But what was the first one? I've forgotten what the first one was.
The postcard one?
Yeah, postcard, that was it. You had to pick one of 5 pictures and then write what you'd do there.
Yeah, they're like New Zealand generic landscapes. Well, not generic, really cool landscapes. But you had to give a little blurb on what you'd do in that setting.
The second one was a quiz.
Yeah.
It was a quiz about the movies. And I consider myself a pretty big nerd about the movies. And it was really hard. It's all about locations, isn't it?
Yeah, locations in New Zealand that were used for filming purposes.
Yeah. So the answers are the real names.
Yeah.
The answers aren't like Middle Earth names.
Yeah. And it was like, which is the most northern...
Yeah. Which of these 4 New Zealand places is the northernmost?
Yeah.
It was really tough stuff.
Yeah.
And I was quite chuffed. I managed to get 9 out of 10. So I was pretty pleased with that.
I was sat there with you.
Yeah. You were watching.
Watching. I'm sure I got you the wrong answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And so I got 9 out of 10. I was like, brilliant. I'm on the plane.
Yeah.
And by answering that quiz, I think just by completing the quiz, I got 250 coins.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's good.
And what was the leader on? I've got it here.
Yeah.
Just to give you some idea
of how much you have to do, and how crazy some people are out there.
1,850.
Okay.
Apparently, so that's not too bad.
No.
So the leaderboard there apparently is on 1,850. I don't know how you get the other 1,600.
No.
But essentially, I think that's how you win it.
There's stuff to do with retweeting.
Oh yeah. There's loads of. There you go. There's the coins. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The quiz is 75. A video submission is 150. Add an approved network 75. Tweet a card, a quiz or art is 75. Retweets are 30, and sign up is 100. So if you do it's essentially to get the message out, isn't it? It's about Twitter.
So if you tweet stuff and get retweeted, you do really well on the coin front.
Yeah, and then the leader's on about 1,800.
So you could smash it by asking people on the channel to retweet stuff.
Yeah, probably.
If you have Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we thought you might be interested if anyone wants to try and give it a go. If you're massively into Twitter, then 1,800 doesn't seem hugely unassailable.
No.
And maybe you'll be off to New Zealand. So there you go. That's called the Fellowship Fan Contest. About the movie.
There is some other news, just not movie related, but still pretty exciting news, I'd say. There's a second GBHL YouTube channel in German.
In German.
HTL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
HTL, yeah.
Hobbit Tabletop League, but in German.
We think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hobbit Tabletop League.
That's Oliver
Riedel
and some others.
Et al.
Yeah, et al. Sorry to the others.
Sorry to et and al.
Yeah.
Oliver Riedel posted on it, saying very flatteringly that he was inspired by the kind of UK channel, so thank you for that.
Yeah. He didn't mention Tom in the comment, he was like, thank you.
He did, yeah, he said James, Damian. It's because you're not GBHL Tom.
Yeah, that's true.
No credit.
Nope.
Credit? Street cred, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have any. So they've launched that, so well done.
Yeah.
And good luck to you.
Yeah, really good luck, and we actually had a look at the videos.
we had a look. The music is fantastic.
Brilliant.
The little intro music at the start of all the videos.
And I think that GBHL James, let's give him credit, it was like before the German one came up with the like theme to a video. I think he was saying a couple of weeks ago that he wanted to get
an intro.
Yeah, an intro to the GBHL videos. Yeah. But yeah, the German music, it's pretty uplifting.
It's kind of like a Benny Hill thing for Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really, really good. And we watched them. Obviously, I don't speak much German.
No.
My German knowledge is limited to GCSE German and Indiana Jones films.
Yeah.
Schnell, schnell! And Dr. Jones. Don't know what that is. Yeah, so we watched it, and there's a fantastic intro video spoofing the Three Hunters.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
With Gimli following around on his knees.
Yeah, and people go brrr, 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 brrr. It's very good, and it looks funny, and I don't have a clue what they said. No. And then there seems to be there's a battle report.
Yeah, and a review of a battle map.
Yeah, we think.
What is it? Spielematten.
Spielematten, yes.
Something like that.
Mat of Spiel. But he seemed to be touching the mat on the table a lot, so we think they're reviewing the mat. So if you speak German, go over it and you'll love it. If you don't speak German, go over and you'll love the intro.
Yeah.
So good luck to the guys.
Yeah.
It's really good. Hopefully means more people the world over are hearing about the game. And
maybe they'll do a few videos in English just to try and get people across to watch the channel and subscribe.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a video in German. It'll be incredibly
really
short.
short.
Really short. Although Jamie's been chatting away in German.
Yeah.
You know, schnell.
Online translator.
Yeah, Dr. Jones. So yeah, good luck to the guys. That's really good. Hope it goes well for you.
Yeah. Okay. So, on to this week's content.
Yes. So we have 3 topics again.
Yeah.
Or 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Something like that.
So what's the first one, Mr. Harrison?
So, there's been a post on the Facebook group of a shade worth £60.
On eBay.
Yeah, it's
going on
eBay for £60.
A metal shade.
Yeah.
And whoever it was
asking,
is it worth it? So
this kind of follows on from the Grob blog and the things that we were just talking about in the review comments. Should you be doing a conversion, or is it still worth spending that extra money to buy the actual models of the shade?
And it would also depend on why you're doing it and where you're going. If you're going to a tournament and that tournament didn't allow proxies, you would need the official model.
Yeah, or if you really like the model.
No one would really like the shade model. It's awful.
It is awful. I hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know what it is about Games Workshop and like things of ghosts.
Yeah.
Like the awful shade and the terrible spirit host I was talking about. Anyway.
The awful original Magash.
Yeah. So he basically said, "Is it worth it?" It was £60, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is a shade worth £60?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
How much is a shade worth? £50?
No.
40?
No.
30?
No.
20?
No.
10?
I wouldn't, but yes.
You don't think it's worth £20?
No.
Is out of production metal?
If I don't like it. Okay, maybe.
That's interesting. So what it's worth is subjective
Yeah.
to whether or not you like it.
Mm.
It's not worth £60.
No. It's, for an out of production thing, I'd say 20 tops.
For any out of production thing.
So that's the most that I've spent on an out of production figure.
And what was that?
So there's a couple. So Legolas on horse, just because I think it's a really cool model. And
Did you get the one on foot as well? Was it just him?
It came with the one on foot, but I didn't need it.
Yeah.
But
that does, that knocks
okay,
like
that's
£4 off,
exactly.
off your...
Yeah, because... But yeah, it was just the Legolas blister with... I think it was with both.
Because the one on foot's brilliant.
Yeah.
The one on foot is my favourite Legolas.
Yeah.
It's the one with it standing on the rock.
Yeah.
It's a really good model.
But I've got that in Flying Castle and I've already painted it. But yeah, that's really good. Not only because it's a cool model, but because it's also used in scenario play, like the Helm's Deep scenarios.
Yes.
Warg Attack scenario. So I just wanted that model. And then the other one was the Watchers in the Water Tentacles, which...
the old version.
Yeah, the old version, which you may say is extravagant for some tentacles. So I hope Lily doesn't watch this and see that I've
It's just
tentacles. But
6 tentacles.
yeah.
6 metal tentacles.
Yeah, 6 metal tentacles, but it's really cool, and I really fancied doing the water on the base, and I really want to do that scenario because it sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thingy from New Zealand, Scott Bowman's done it.
Has he?
Yeah, really good wargaming blog called Scott's Wargaming. I really love it. And he's working through the fellowship. He's making a massive Dwarradelph thing.
Is this... Oh, this isn't Celebi.
No,
because he's done the Watchers in the Water as well.
And
with slightly different rules, apparently.
Yeah. And I think there's something, you make that little lake and the gate of Moria.
But I know that Jamie wants to go through all the fellowship scenarios, so I guess...
You're kind of working yourself into
working
a battle.
my way into a battle.
So that was £20.
Yeah.
For the tentacles.
Yeah.
And £20 for Legolas.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem much.
I think that's the most.
That's not... Because now, like, a brand new Bayorg is £15.
Oh yeah, I bought Azog and Elrond and they're blooming 25.
They're 25 quid for the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's just they used to cost this, so why would I pay more than 20?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, isn't it? That a lot of people, and whenever someone says I post one of those things that says, "Is this worth this?" Someone always says no because I bought it for £8 7 years ago, which really doesn't matter.
No,
because it's not on sale and it's not 7 years ago.
No,
and all that really matters, you know, is it worth it? It's worth whatever anyone wants to pay, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it's worth. If you've got 60 quid and you really want a shade, it's worth 60 quid. You know? It's like it's your money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But
well, I'd say it's worth 60 quid if, you know, if there's not going to be another one that comes around that's worth less than that. So 60 quid probably for a shade in this instance is not great, because I imagine you could probably get them for around £30, but that's just
so the question
eBay
is actually more,
strategy.
Is this a standard price for a shade, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's where completed listings is your friend.
Yes.
And you can do a search by what things have sold for in the past.
Yeah.
But yes, I wouldn't pay £60 for a shade. But then I don't want a shade.
Tip. Top
eBay
eBay
tip.
tip.
Yeah, there you go. Top eBay tip. You can. That's our new segment.
Well, every week.
Our top eBay tip.
Search for things with typos, and they might get.
How do you search for a typo? Baragon.
Yeah.
Darabon.
No, for Baragon,
Caragor.
like Baragond. It might be spelt wrong.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to search for it spelt wrong in every permutation there, for every model. It might take a while.
Yeah.
Awful. We're going to have top eBay tip and worst eBay tip every week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think it's worth £60.
So what's the most you've spent on a out production model?
I got the Lurts, the awesome Lurts Fire in the Bow, for £20, which I think was a bargain, because I think generally speaking that goes for about 30.
You had to strip him, didn't you?
No, he'd been stripped.
Oh, he'd been.
That was
okay,
it.
fine.
He wasn't painted. When I got
but
he
he wasn't brand new, but he was kind of as new, just about.
Yeah,
it was well stripped.
Yeah, it was very well stripped, and I paid £20 for that. And again, he was probably £6 when he came out, and he came out 2006 time. It was for the Fellowship Journey book, that one.
But then, if you're comparing them now against, say, Legolas or Tauriel, a single figure,
and he's better.
Yeah.
Much better.
It looks really good in the Amon Hen back wrap if you've not seen part 1 and 2, Where Have You Been?
Best Barrett ever.
Oh, Wrath of Rohan was pretty good.
Oh, nice. Is she a common denominator?
I was in it.
Us.
Yeah,
£20. £20 pretty good, I thought, for that. I think he normally goes for about £30, so I thought relatively that's
well
a bargain.
Well done past Damian.
Yeah, past Damian, he's a bargain hunter. I haven't been on eBay in years, actually. Well, not years, but months. I don't, because I've got most of what I want.
Why are you giving tips out?
From Norwich, know the stuff. So yeah, I paid for that, and I also got Gandalf the Grey mounted for £44, brand new in the blister. So it had both of them. Yeah. With postage.
And you need the other one.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't have the metal Gandalf, the original one. I really wanted it. And yeah, so postage £4. Yeah. Gandalf the Grey on foot £5. Yeah. So £35 probably. Yeah, around. And he's very, very rare, and he normally comfortably goes for about £40, I think. Yeah. So I think he's my biggest extravagance probably. Yeah. But it's a very similar thing, that, like what I was saying, that would he be worth it to someone starting up the game who's never bought a model before? £40 on him? Probably not. No. But to me, I didn't really want any other models that month. Yeah. I really wanted Gandalf the Grey. Yeah. It came up. So yeah, I think it was worth it for me. But then equally, paying £40 for him, paying £60 for a shade isn't a massive jump, really. Gandalf's better though. Yeah, Gandalf's much better. But yeah. It's also a nice model to have in the collection. It's just a kind of. That's the other thing about the shade. Normally, I'm not saying no one can like that model, but generally speaking, people are buying the shade to make their army better, aren't they? Mm-hmm. And does that, is there anything wrong with that? Maybe not, but I think that kind of affects. It means that people don't really want the model. They don't really love the model. No. It's not getting. Oh, I really want that, so I can paint it up and love it. Yeah. It's. I'm willing to pay X amount to get a advantage in the game. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it might change your opinion on whether or not it's worth it, maybe. It's a good point. Thanks. That's why you hire me. You hire me? No one hired anyone, there's no money in this. There's absolutely no money. Should we get a camera? We should get a camera. We should do a raffle. We have a camera. Yeah. We don't have any buckets or paper. No. Can't do There's not enough paper in the world. No. So yeah, I think that's the most I paid. Yeah. Like that for Gandalf. I think. Yeah. What about Smaug? How much would you pay for a Smaug model? What's your upper limit? Is it plastic?
It's just.
I
Is
think
that a good thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's plastic.
Let's make
I think
it really
it'll be
nice plastic.
Really
like,
nice plastic kit.
Yeah.
And it's going to be big. It'll
Yeah.
be 100 quid.
Yeah.
It won't be cheaper than 100
Let's
quid.
say it's like curled round on a mimic size base. But curled with a head up or something.
I'd probably pay 100 quid.
100? What if it's 120?
There's something about 150 quid that to me is like, I could do a lot with that. You could, for some reason, the hundreds kind of okay. I could.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then you get it from. I might pick it up from Slayer.
Yeah.
And then they do 20%, so 100 becomes 80 quid.
30 on a.
Yeah, 30 on release day.
Release day.
Yeah, you have to do that
Pre-order.
Yeah.
In effect.
What's yours? How much did you pay for it?
I think something like 120 would be the upper.
That's an awful lot for a model.
It is. But I think, let's say it's like that, if the game stops 5 years from now and you're just looking back and be like, I didn't drop that on Smaug.
That's absolutely that's always been my thinking.
I'd be really worried.
I'd be annoyed.
Being annoyed.
That, I can't remember what I was saying it for, there was something years ago, maybe on a video right near the start of the channel or maybe just in conversation at pub, but I remember saying to someone, say I've spent £120 on Smaug, in 5 years' time, I will have Smaug,
yeah,
and I won't be going, I wish I had that 120 quid.
And if in doubt, you can always, he's not going to lose value.
No.
Unless he's, like, I don't know.
Just painting with crayons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd want it, even though you wouldn't use it a lot, because that's the other thing, you wouldn't use it that much, would you?
Yeah, but it's a display piece.
Yeah.
Just think of the best army awards you could get with that.
Best Smaug.
Best Smaug award.
I don't know. Like, paying more than 100 quid for one model seems insane. But then 40k people do it, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, not more, but they.
How much is Nagash 50?
Nagash is 65.
That's huge, though.
Yeah,
so
but it's quite thin as well. A proper full size, well, not full size, full size.
Full size in plastic?
You need your own dwarf kingdom to put it in. A kind of, roughly, relatively, reasonably scaled version would be more than Nagash. You've got the big Khorne Lord of War thing, that, have you seen that? It's a 40k thing that looks like a kind of tank with a... It looks almost like a centaur tank thing with a giant axe. I think that's 85 quid.
Okay.
I don't know how much that Wraith Knight thing is from the Eldar, but you're in that kind of ballpark.
Yeah.
But then equally, say it all comes out at Christmas, there's going to be a source book, hopefully, there's going to be a source book, there's going to be Boar Riders, Dwarves, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I'd probably buy that first.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that was Knowles's comment. What would be your essential purchases for SBG before?
Yes, because they said because Moulsey? Knowlesy? No, one of them. Something Allsy. Said since Lord of the Rings is winding down, and I think it's important to make the difference there. It doesn't mean SBG.
No,
it means the Lord of the Rings aspect of
it
is winding down. You can see that by Moors going out of production.
Yeah.
And even the source books, Free Peoples, it's gone.
So
would consider to be essential purchases?
Source books.
Yeah, absolutely. Get the source books. Get all 5 of the source books.
Journey books, if are they still?
They're gone. Apparently, a lot of GWs have got them.
Right.
They're gone from the website.
Oh yeah,
Ring up your local GW. There's a few copies on the shelves.
Really good.
Fellowship, brilliant. Yeah.
Two Towers, Return of the Kings. We think it's a little. It's not quite as good just because it doesn't have specific models that you get in a set. In the army list, it just says make up to 400 points of.
Yeah. I prefer the first two.
Yeah.
But they're all worth getting.
Yeah.
So yeah, the books actually, because the books give the other thing about the books is you can use the scenarios and you could change all the models. You can play whatever models you've got and just and fight out those kind of battles. They're very good inspirational things. They've got the training them.
Yeah.
But I suppose what would be your essentials? Metals.
Yeah, metal ones that if you know you're doing a Rohan army, make sure you get some Royal Guard, make sure you get some Outriders or Sons of Ale, whatever it is you're interested in. Specific heroes who are only in metal. Grimgold would be the Rohan choice. Just for each whatever army you're interested in or are going to do, make sure you get. For the Lord of the Rings, just make sure you kind of think about it, right. If I'm going, what points value do I want to go up to with it? Is it 700? Is it 1,000? What would I have in that hypothetical list?
Yeah.
I'm going to get, you know, that hero because I'd need him for that.
I think the essential purchases are any model that you think you would be upset if it went out of production.
I've had one experience of that, and this
that?
was a while ago. It was quite a few years ago because I was still at uni. I looked at Mahu's Marauders command and was like, I want to get them, and I was going to buy it with my ticket to the first GW doubles tournament that we met at. And I was going to buy it with a ticket because you get the free postage if you do so much, and the ticket counted back then as a... So I was just waiting, and then they'd gone out of production, and I actually wrote an email to James' workshop telling them to not be so ruddy useless and flag when things are nearing end of production.
How did they respond to that?
They said, they were just like, so I said quite a few things, but they kind of skirted around every question and kind of said at the end, sorry, I've not really answered your question. If there's anything else, just let me know. And I was tempted to reply with the exact same email and be like, see the above.
But you got a personal response from it.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Good. And it was like, at the end, he was like, actually, I'm really sorry that
was
I
it
didn't
someone
actually...
from customer services?
Yeah. He said, I'm really sorry that I haven't answered your question.
Their customer service is really good.
Properly. And instead, I just got the Blackroot Vale command because I knew that I wanted that.
Yeah, so I think that's the thing. If there's any model there that you think, oh, I really want that, then get it, because it could go tomorrow.
Yeah, Sharku was the other one. Not from the point of view that I'm particularly fussed on the actual Sharku model or using Sharku, but just for the scenario aspect, he's useful.
He's very, very common on WAG,
but not on foot, which is
because he was in the attack the WAG attack box set on WAG.
Yeah.
It's the foot model that's hard to get.
Yeah.
But I did it with the Angmar Force. I've got no intention of painting that, but I want to do up an Angmar Force at one point, and I really like the kind of Dead Marsh Spectres and the Barrow Whites and Birder and all those kind of metals.
And they always beat you as well. And
yeah, exactly. So I brought up, you might have seen some of them in the Unboxing the Box video I did with Jamie.
Got the Dwemer Lake as well?
Yeah, Dwemer Lake and the Witch King from you, actually.
Yeah.
This is cool. I'll show you this briefly.
Yeah. Unboxing.
It's the, we should do an unboxing. Yeah. But it's the Witch King, the old one, where he's rearing up on his horse with his sword in the air.
So I thought it'd be nice to Damian because he actually got me that model from eBay because I mentioned in passing that I wanted it, and you just let me know that there was one about to go on eBay, and you got it for me. So when I found it, I thought I'd return the favour.
Thanks. And then you told me you'd let me know what you wanted for it.
Yeah. I paid you for the last one.
So that kind of thing, and I got them because I know I really want those metal models at some point, and in a year's time, when the Barrow Whites are out of production, I won't be sitting there going, oh thank God I've got this £8.20.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have got the Barrow Whites. So that's what I did. That was what I went and did, that big order that I got. I didn't get everything because you have to draw a line somewhere, but I got the sort of stuff that I thought I'd be really, really gutted if that went out of production.
Yeah.
So those would be the essentials, I think, books and the metals that you really, really want.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And any Finecast as well as Groblog and Sharking Worm. So any of the new Finecast ones.
Finecast is not safe.
Berserkers and Crossbowmen are in that, if you're an Isengard player.
You can get Berserkers relatively cheap. Boromir vanished.
Did he come back in?
Yeah, I mean, Azog vanished from the website for a while, so did Mobile Spiders, but apparently they were mistakes rather than...
Because my Azog had an accident. Yeah, it might lead us on to the next section, actually.
Okay.
So, Lily...
Good segue, I like a segue.
Yeah, I like a segue. Lily was hoovering, and
Lily's
my girlfriend, partner? That's the best way to put it across. She's not my wife.
Oh no, she's yours.
Yeah. So I live with Lily, and she was doing some hoovering. Great.
It's his housemate.
Yeah.
We like Lily.
Yeah.
She's great.
So she was doing some hoovering, and bless her, she obviously knocked Azog and didn't realise at the time.
She says.
Yeah. And hoovered up his mace. So it's not even there to get back on, it's just gone.
Did she go through the hoover?
No. But she said she'd buy me a brand new Azog.
Oh, result?
Which is great, because then I can use the old one take him off the WAG and use him as the white WAG.
What, use Azog as the white WAG?
No, the white WAG with the broken Azog.
Yeah.
Take broken Azog off top.
Yeah. Just being...
I thought you were an idiot.
Being hilarious. So what you're now doing, presumably, is every time she gets the Hoover out, subtly snapping something off one of your models and chucking it away.
Only if I need the bottom half of it.
Just do it anyway, sell it.
Sell it. She was absolutely mortified though, so she was...
And maybe swapping the left arm of the foot model for a Berserker arm? For a Prologue style Azog?
Oh no, I because Christopher was there, so I gave the Azog to him. I say gave, I mean we did some swaps.
Yeah, his second example of Tom giving something away and demanding something back. Yeah, I gave him this. Yeah, it was just really generous of me. I took his money.
Yeah. I didn't take money, I took fiefdoms force.
Oh, nice.
Not just for Azog, obviously.
So the link was, you should buy Azog.
No, the link is to do with partners.
Oh, I see. That was a segue.
Yeah, clever.
It was very clever. If only I'd seen where you were going. Yeah, so this was our second or third topic, depending on how you split those last two up for today, which was kind of raised in the comments.
Yeah.
That I'm not really sure why, but people keep mentioning Emma.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. Like she there was that one in the first week where I asked her to be in the video.
Yeah. And Barry.
And my dad, but you know that's all. She hasn't been in any others since then, so I don't really get it. But they were basically saying, I don't know, she's a good sport, and they like Emma. I like Emma. She's alright. And I think someone said like, how do you? She must be very understanding, or something like that.
Anyone who knows you has to be understanding.
And so we thought a good thing to discuss, because we thought it might also bring up a lot of comments. Yeah. Would be the women, the widows.
The widows.
the hobby widows, essentially. Yeah. And this was brought about because there were two weddings. Two Lord of the Rings weddings.
Well, I think one was a little bit more Lord of the Rings, the other was a little more subtle.
Yes, so
equally cool.
Who were they?
So the first one, the big one, was Tyler Andrew Nelson.
Yes,
And that was the one where... there was a video, a few minutes long video with Lord of the Rings style music, or was it Lord of the Rings music?
I think it was Lord of the Rings style music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like Let's Not Get Sued music.
Yeah, and then everyone had gone in costume to the wedding.
All dressed up. He was dressed as Aragorn, wasn't he? King Elsar.
Yeah. And then...
And there was a Gandalf. I think the
Gandalf was the
registrar or priest or vicar or whoever it was for that. And the whole thing was themed around Lord of the Rings, which is very cool. And didn't he say it was her idea? He said I had a Lord of the Rings wedding and it was her idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that.
Which is very cool. And then there's this little video, go and watch it on the Facebook group. It's still a long way down, so you probably have to search. There's a little search field if you search wedding, I'm guessing. It'll come up. And it's really cool. It's like a little montage of the day. Yeah,
and it looked really nice. I mean, it looked like kind of Hobbit children, all the children kind of in Hobbit type dress, and they were doing arts and crafts, which you kind of felt like a bit Shire-like, the whole setting. So that was really nice. It
looked a bit like, it was all outside, wasn't it?
Yeah. And there was archery, was there?
Yeah, there was. They had archery, and it looked a bit like the kind of Bilbo's party.
That's a good explanation.
So was it Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler.
So congratulations to Tyler and Mrs. Tyler.
Yeah, Mrs.
Hope you're very happy together. Marriage for the win. And the second one was Adam.
Yeah.
And Adam had... Adam was slightly subtler, and he posted a picture of all the table plan. Yeah. And the tables were named after places in Middle Earth.
Yeah.
I believe
it was
Hobbit, Rivendell, Lothlorien. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Adam.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Adam.
Mrs. Adam.
Well done on that.
Pattendon.
Yes. Pattendon.
Is it?
I'm not sure, but so massive congratulations to you guys. I hope you're very happy. I had very little Lord of the Rings at my wedding, you know. I had surprisingly little on reflection.
You had dinosaurs.
Yeah, it was a lot. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. There was a lot of dinosaurs.
That's like less nerdy. Dinosaurs less nerdy than Lord of the Rings models.
Yeah, maybe that was it. I wasn't utterly out. My best man brought it up in the speech. They said that I spent a large part of my childhood alone in my bedroom playing with something small and repellent to women, and as I grew up, not a lot changed.
Yeah.
So well done to them.
Yeah.
But no, there wasn't a lot of Lord of the Rings at all, actually.
Oh, I wasn't there. I can't say anything.
No, I mean we didn't know
invited.
you. Didn't know you.
No. Still could have invited me.
Could have invited you. Should have invited you. You'd get an invite now.
Good.
Would I get an invite to yours? Do you think? Or?
Maybe.
Cool. Good to know. Good to know.
You'd be the +1 for Emma.
Oh, excellent. Evening guest.
Yeah.
Day guest.
Day guest.
Day guest. So well done, and obviously you've got some very understanding wives now, who are letting them do that stuff. So we thought it might be fun to talk about Lily and Emma and what our lives are like with them and the hobby. So, how's Lily?
Good.
No, I mean, like,
in terms of the hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's pretty supportive. One of the good things is that she's very into Lord of the Rings from a non-model's perspective.
Oh, that will help.
So she knows all the characters. So she really detests anything in the game that isn't in the film or books.
Oh yeah. Okay. So no Watches of Khan.
No ferals.
No ferals.
She hates ferals.
Who hates ferals? Whoa, gonna have to have words.
So we've got some other Lord of the Rings themed games that we play, but I think there's another step to going and playing a strategy game or painting.
Yes.
Now she's kind of into craft type stuff, but I've struggled to make her want to paint the models. She has started painting some board game figures, which are plastic. So that's we can kind of do some painting at the same time. That's her board game that come with these. They're quite cool little figures, but they're all in like a bright plastic colour, so they don't look that good.
Yeah,
so
those sort of things.
Yeah. So that's quite nice. But she's played the games a few times. She's played at your house.
Yeah, the Hobbit scenario last Christmas.
Oh yeah, twice. She played it with Flat in Twickenham when she did dice rolling.
Oh yeah. When she was reading for a PhD or something, was she? She was reading and rolling.
And rolling. And at the Christmas, so Damian invited a bunch of friends who don't usually play the Hobbit. They've played before, but it's quite a...
So they play it, but they don't collect it.
Yeah.
They enjoy playing the game, but they don't collect the models.
And, that's kind of a social thing, so Lily was really up for that.
Yeah, I think it's something we try and do every Christmas, just to have one big day of playing with toys.
Yeah.
When that's back at my parents' house when everyone's there, back for the holidays.
Yeah. She's a massive fan of the books and films, so that's great. So, and I can talk to her about it, and she knows what I'm on about, and she's quite good with the rules, and
she knows the rules.
Yeah,
but she doesn't. Oh, that's
she remembers them because she's played it a few times, and she knows the points cost of things probably because I bang on about it. And there was one time where I said we're in bed talking about, I don't know why, but we were talking about. I just said something stupid like, and I'd use Anduril, and she'd be like, no you wouldn't, it's 75 points.
That's hot.
I was like, that. Stop right there, let's take a picture, that is an amazing moment. Some good chat at times, but I think...
You don't think she's tempted to come to a tournament?
No, actually, she did offer. Do you remember when it was the second doubles and you went with Tom Goff instead of Chris, because Chris wasn't going to go because he had a baby. Well, his partner had a baby.
Yeah. She
offered to be a doubles partner to either you or Christopher.
Yes.
So there'd be four of us.
Yes, there'd be four of us.
So I think she said she'd play if it was doubles. She said that she'd come to Stockport potentially if someone like James, when he was running it, wanted to dip in and out of a game and do doubles with her.
Oh, I see.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think she'd be keen for doing it like that, but I think she'd feel too pressurised doing it on her own.
Yeah.
What else? That's kind of from a tournament point of view. Yeah, So she knows the guys on the channel. She's met James. She's not met Jamie. But she knows them from obviously having the videos on in the background. No, she's not.
Poor girl.
I know. I met Jamie.
Oh, we need to do an apology to Jamie.
We do.
We do.
That's a good point.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah. Should we? Do you want to? Then we can do it.
What, you want
This
to cut?
is making no sense. No, not a cut. Just go and get some. If that's the apology.
Yes, that is what
That is the apology, right.
Go and get. I mean, this sounds awful. We should cut or something.
Just
All right. So basically, the first week was it?
yeah.
We talked about
That is a good choice.
some of this.
It's not the Giblin King.
It's not. It's a cave troll with Legolas on top.
Yeah.
And it's Lego. And we talked about Lego.
We
We didn't mention
Did
Jamie. And I don't know what we were thinking.
No.
But we're
Jamie
sorry,
is Lego.
Jamie. Jamie is Lego. He works at Legoland Discovery Centre.
CEO?
CEO of Lego, which is a rhyming wonder.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention Jamie
No.
when we talked about the Lego, and we're sorry. So yeah, from the bottom of our hearts, Jamie,
Yeah.
we're very, very sorry. We hope you can forgive us, and we can move on in our lives.
Yeah.
And we hope that in time you can let go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
And just can't hold it back anymore.
No.
So yeah, sorry, Jamie.
Yeah.
In all future Lego-based chat, we will reference you, of course.
Yeah.
For you are the Lego man.
Hashtag Lego.
Hashtag, should we leave that there
Yeah.
as a little memento?
Yeah. Is he
Is
going to
that
stay?
Jamie's watching over us.
Just Jamie. Like how you made Jamie a cave troll.
Oh, Jamie's the elf on top. Jamie's Legolas.
Is that James then, the cave troll? The muscles.
Yeah, the muscles. There you go. James and Jamie.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So sorry, Jamie. We are bad people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lily doesn't know Jamie.
doesn't know that Jamie.
But as much as she likes that the channel is around, I think that sometimes it grates a little when she feels that I've spent more time with talking to the channel than talking to her.
Yeah.
Because she'll come in and it'll be like, oh, you're talking to James and Jamie again.
On Facebook, you mean, not on Messenger?
No, on the video, because the video is playing. It's as if...
you're talking to
Yeah, I'm not
okay,
talking to the
yeah.
video. Like, I'm not...
I was going to say.
But...
Speaking for a question. You're sitting there going, oh,
Pick me.
Oh, me.
Pick me.
Oh, they never asked me.
No, she's only joking though.
She's only joking?
Yeah.
So you don't think she actually minds?
No.
She's alright with you running away to tournaments every month?
Yeah, I mean that's another great thing I've not actually mentioned, that Lily does cheerleading. She's the throwing bit and catching. If you watched actual cheerleading as opposed to pom-pom cheerleading, they're quite different.
It's me.
Yours wasn't very good. So yeah, she's a coach and also she trains, and she well, not as often as our tournaments, but she'll have competitions at weekends. So the hope is that they match up, so we're both away at the same weekend. It's a bit annoying if they offset, but in the same way that she wouldn't want me to say, why are you going to a tournament?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to say the same to me.
Yeah.
And equally, she'll have training on a weekday, one night, and we can meet up on hopefully that night.
Sure.
And do the Palantir.
Record this delightful show.
Yeah.
But
yeah, overall, very, very supportive is the answer. And we play a lot of games together, but it's generally board games.
Right.
So we try to have a board game evening once a week.
Oh, it's nice. Do you ever suggest SPG?
I mean, we have played it occasionally, but we have lots of very good board games and we like playing them. So we have like a Lord of the Rings based game called Middle-earth Quest, which takes about 3.5 hours to play, which we play. We also have the War of the Ring game, but that takes even longer.
Not the tabletop one.
No, not the big scale Lord of the Ring. It's a kind of like Risk, but with a bazillion special rules, and not like Risk at all.
Brilliant.
That you have to get.
It's a bit like Risk,
Yeah,
but not like Risk at all.
No. There's the added subplot that Frodo and Sam are going towards Mordor.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yourself?
Em's really good.
Emma,
my beloved wife, is, I think, very supportive. I feel very lucky, like, in all seriousness.
She makes cracking roast dinners.
She does good roast. She actually, I think that's an unexpected thing. I'm probably jumping ahead here, but she cooks for the nerds a lot. You know? Yes. She does that an awful lot, which you might think was pushing your luck that you've gone away to a tournament, and when you come home, a lot of the time, because we travel together, she'll lay on a spread for everyone, and so she's getting a good reputation. She gets mentioned in the other guys in this Q&A.
Yeah.
It's like the quality of her pulled pork.
Jamie's her biggest fan.
This happened the other day.
Wait, no, you're equal.
What?
You're equal.
Yeah, you're equal. Yeah, Jamie. This came up in the Q&A. James said that Emma's roast dinner was excellent. Fair point.
Yeah.
And then she always does a good point, James. And then Jamie said, on discussing how he'd just been to Stabilise, he went, yeah, when I left I had some pulled pork, it was really good. Now the implication from that is Emma cooked the pulled pork.
Yeah.
I cooked the pulled pork. It was me, mine, my own. Right?
Yeah.
I did that, and yet not a word from Jamie on that. You know the implication there? Emma did it. So, you know, Lego. Just saying.
Yeah, you Lego.
I do. I do the pulled pork. But yeah, so she's very good. She's painted a couple of Bretonians. I don't think I think she's interested in possibly painting a couple, but she doesn't. Mm-hmm. You know, in the years I've been doing it, she's never kind of gone, all right, I want to sit down and paint some stuff. Yeah. But she's painted a couple of these old Warhammer Bretonian ones. But I think she got upset because I said, we'll paint these Bretonian models. And she's like, I want to paint Boromir. I was like, you can't paint Boromir. You're drunk. So she did those, and they're fine. You know, they look pretty good. But then she never came back to it.
Sad you didn't do your Boromir impression like you did in the Aegon Hen.
And she's played it, I think, a couple of times. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the game's her cup of tea. She keeps saying now, she keeps going, well, you never asked me if I want to play. I was like, well, do you want to play? I don't know. So I think she wouldn't mind playing, but you know, she's never showed a direct interest, I think, in getting involved. The thing I also find is that someone has to really want to get into the game for you to play it with them. Yeah. It's not, you can't casually pick this up like you would Trivial Pursuit or something.
No, it's quite an involved game to get into, and I think, even with Lily, who's used to tactical games that we play, it's still difficult to entice those kind of people into the game.
So she's but she's fine with, she's perfectly supportive about doing stuff. Like, I've seen you a lot of late, and we've been on the phone a lot for reasons that may become clear in the fullness of time over the next few weeks.
There is also me ringing you with a stream of consciousness. You enjoy that?
Yeah, absolutely. When Tom rings, and then basically just, it's like you're not on the phone. It's just him talking to himself.
It was me. I've got on the wrong train.
Yeah, I've got on the wrong train.
Now how do I get back?
What is that?
Yeah,
hang on. Is that train going to? No, there's and this, you're on the phone. Go, Tom, can you speak to me or something? But so she's very, you know, the guys come down, and normally if we have a tournament weekend, that normally means someone comes down on the Friday night, and they often leave on the Tuesday.
Very accommodating, and well, I don't know, but when I'm not there, but not one indication that she's unhappy that you're there. Like, as in she's really welcoming to. I don't
think I'd be misspeaking to say that I don't think she'd want the schedule to get any fuller.
Okay.
I think that kind of, because she was saying to someone.
So that's why we're doing this show every week now.
Yeah. How last year there was maybe a tournament every 6 weeks, and now it seems like there's a tournament every 3 weeks. Yeah. And it's kind of true. It's maybe more like one a month roughly, but there was a period over the summer where they were very, very regular. Yeah. And I think that kind of, just in that kind of, you know, we're at work 5 days a week, and so you don't see an awful lot of each other, and then you lose a whole weekend. Yeah. I can understand that. You know, I miss her when we're at these things. Yeah. But no, she's never complained about that, and she's never like said, oh, you can't go on this.
And she's impressed with some of the trophies.
Yeah, she likes the Mirkwood Jalki, that sort of thing. She liked Throne of Skulls, the glass.
Yeah, you got a nice one.
Yeah,
wasn't like mine. That was another.
That's interesting.
Yes, she hid my Throne of Skulls trophy. I didn't even get a chance to put it on a mantelpiece or even anywhere. It'd gone.
It's gone somewhere.
I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, I found it the other day. It was So in our wardrobe we have these drawers, and then there's space underneath for some shoes, and obviously that goes back to the end of the wardrobe. But there's dead space. There's like dead space at the back, and I was there because I was tidying everything up whilst Lily was away, just making all the wardrobe fine, and I was rearranging her shoes. This sounds really boring. This is what I spend my time doing when I'm not doing hobby stuff. And it was there.
It was hidden in her shoe?
No, at the back.
So she
behind all of her shoes, yeah. And she's not seen this, but since she's gone away, I've put it, we have in our bedroom, we have a couple of bookcases, and I've put it in the top one, like, but towards the back in the corner.
I think you should hide all her shoes behind your trophies.
What, put the trophies in there?
Yeah, she'll hide her shoes. That'll get her.
So anyway, it's a pretty awful trophy.
Yeah, it's not beautiful.
In terms of if you want it to be looking sophisticated on the mantelpiece. But I did get pulled up at a service station on the way back, and someone recognised it.
And Throne of Skulls?
Started chatting to me.
That's bizarre. I
was like, what? Is that a Throne of Skulls trophy? I was like, yes it is. He played Warhammer.
You must be king of the nerds.
Yeah, you must be king of the nerds. So that was a bit weird, but yeah, it's quite fun.
Yeah. So yeah,
anyway, sorry, I've just totally derailed your point.
She's so yeah, she's good with that, and she's very supportive of kind of me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she said things like in the lead up to tournament, she said, I'm looking forward to getting my husband back. If I'm painting a lot, like when I did the board,
you were mental,
and that was just a crazy amount of time, in the evenings on it. I get that. I'm always kind of aware if we go away on one of these weekends that then the next few weeks you want to put in the time.
Yeah.
To kind of not paint anything for a while. And
yeah, it's kind of that relax after the.
But she's Emma's really big into her crafting. She makes a lot of cards and she does scrapbooking.
They're really good.
It actually means
you've both got the hobby.
We do things that require us to be on our own kind of screwing away. So that'll often happen if I'm doing some painting. She might
always in bed.
Yes, because she goes to bed relatively early. She goes to bed about 10, and I normally try and do some painting then. On the painting subject, by the way, I meant to say this at the start. No one said anything, but you may be aware if you're watching the channel, I haven't done a hobby vlog in 2 weeks, and the reason I haven't done a hobby vlog in 2 weeks is I haven't painted anything.
I thought you were going to say
it's too
rubbish. I'm just an awful person.
I haven't painted anything. I'm exactly the same point. As Grimhammers need to be finished and Thrawn Thrain haven't been started, so I don't personally see the point in me making a little 3-minute video to say I haven't painted anything. I will when I paint.
Yours would be 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes of me going, I haven't painted anything, but here's what I feel about this wall. So when I have painted something, I will make my next hobby vlog. I promise.
But
yes,
you haven't been idle on the hobbying front.
No. I've put in. We've put in next to each other. It's like sitting next to each other. We've put in somewhere in the region of 20 hours of hobby time in the last week.
20, is that right?
Yeah. Something like that.
No, it's more. It's well more.
I mean, physically in the same space.
Yeah, physically.
Well, so
15 plus.
Yeah, maybe
10, 25.
25. Possibly somewhere in that region. So over a full day, we've been working together, and then we've done a lot of stuff in the evening. So there's been an awful lot of us dedicating time to the hobby, but it just hasn't been painting.
No.
And you will see the fruits of that labour soon. So that's kind of been occupying my time. Much like, it's quite similar to what James said about working in the gym and a lot of his hobby time being about bat reps and that sort of thing. That you have certain free time that you push into the hobby, but it doesn't necessarily translate to painted models.
Yeah.
It's very similar to what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
So hopefully, over the next week or two, you guys will start to maybe get some ideas about what we've been up to of late.
Hopefully it'll be hugely exciting.
Yeah, hopefully. It'll be very, very exciting, and I'm sure in future Palantirs we might well touch on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Emma, pretty good. She's very supportive. I couldn't ask for someone to be more supportive, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
I think she very, very rarely moans. If she ever does moan, she's normally right.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, don't do that now. I remember moving house and I was painting trees. She was like, pack. You need to pack. I was like, yeah, that's a reasonable point. So, yeah, she's very, very good.
And you've got a hobby room.
Yes, I have the games room, which is quite cool. But then she has a crafting room.
Yeah, I forgot to say about Lily actually, because we kind of did one of her big comments when we were looking for a house was I was very keen on having enough space to get a gaming board around a table that you could walk around.
Yes.
And she was like, this is like the number one thing in your head when we go into a house. Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've kind of got a situation going where I've allowed Lily to have the spare bedroom as her study.
Allowed her.
She has the spare bedroom as her study, and in return, our dining room, which is in the conservatory, has all my toys out. So, I mean, in a nice display way, and also that's where we play the games on the battle. We get the board out and play there, and that's kind of the compromise. And she's happy for us to have that in the conservatory. And it was at Christmas. Her parents and Grandad came over, and there was tinsel round the Moomakill and things. It was Christmas because we left them all out, obviously. So yeah,
those are our ladies.
Yeah, and
we're very lucky.
That's probably just about everything.
Yep. That is our lot for this episode of the Palantir.
Yeah.
So as we said, we hope you enjoyed it. Please get involved in discussion. Like, tell us about your partners. If it's fun. If you have trouble with them. If any of you have to lie to say where you're going.
Golf.
If you're playing golf, you know who you are.
You know who you are. You cheeky.
And
are you any good at golf?
Who knows?
You must be by now.
And how much maybe the most you've ever spent on a model is. Just get involved. And obviously we're now going to be away for a bit. Yeah. But we will be back in on the 3rd and get involved in that discussion. Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this. Yeah. As ever, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit hobby and follow us on Twitter.
And happy strategy battle gaming. Cool.
Boom.
That.